Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. As always, this is Boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum, and brought to you all weekend long by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's nice to be back here in Tulsa at the Hard Rock, a wonderful establishment. Come visit. Tickets on sale now for what we are all anticipating to be fireworks in the heavyweight division on Saturday night. A stacked card featuring junior lightweight Charlie Suarez, lightweight prospect Abdullah Mason, and featherweight Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington. That is on the undercard. And joining me right now on stage, to my far left, your right, heavyweight Jeremiah Milton, who will be taking on Craig Lewis, and middleweight on my right, your left, Nico Ali Walsh taking on Sona Akali. And then our co-feature, on stage with me right now, the silent roller F.A. Ajagba taking on Jan Kosobutsky. Thank you for being here. And in our main event, Jared, the real big baby Anderson, taking on Andriy Rudenko. Gentlemen, thank you all for being here this afternoon. Again, it's a pleasure to be here in Tulsa. Let's have a few words, guys. Jeremiah, I'm going to start with you. You've had 5 fights in 2022. This is your third in 2023. You're active, to say the least. So how has that helped your progression in the game, staying so active?
Yeah, just staying busy, you know what I'm saying, learning from each fight, progressing, you know what I'm saying, climbing up the rankings, climbing up, getting my numbers in there, you know, making an impact on the heavyweight division, you know, just keeping my face around. It's been amazing.
A lot of heavyweights here on the stage, a little intimidated. All 5'7" of me, 175. That's a lie, I'm not 175. But we are back in Tulsa, your backyard, your hometown. I've asked this before, I got to ask you again. What does it mean to put on a show here in your backyard?
Well, yo, I mean, like you said, it's my city, you know what I'm saying? So no matter what, that is what it is. You know, we got all these heavyweights out here, so it's going to be nothing but knockouts. Tulsa love the knockouts. They love the big performances, and I think that's what they're in for.
What is it about the heavyweight division and knockouts, man? Because you are right, everybody loves to see the big guys get into the ring and throw smoke.
It's just not a game, you know what I'm saying? Like, any punch can change the momentum of a fight. Heavyweight division is one of those divisions where, you know, it's not about, you know, necessarily just always scoring the points. You know, you just take a guy out like that, it's definitely nothing to play with.
You're taking on a guy by the name of Craig Lewis. He's a tough fighter out of Detroit. How was camp in preparation for Saturday night, and does he present anything that concerns you?
Nah, he ain't been where I've been at, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about any of his background history or anything like that. You know, his route wasn't my route, so, you know, this will be a moment for me to just, you know, continue to move forward. And I won't talk about it too much. I ain't been posting a lot on social media. I just been down with my head in the trenches, you know, ready to make a statement, because everybody's fighting this weekend. Every heavyweight is fighting outside of Tyson Fury, you know what I'm saying, a relevant note right now. So I want my name in that mix.
You've spent a couple days now here in Tulsa. Did you make your rounds, say hi to family and friends, being back a little bit, or is it just, like you said, head down business as usual?
Yeah, no, my phone is over to the side, you know what I'm saying. They can catch me after this. You know, I'll be home for a week. You know, we'll have plenty of time to catch up, but it's a fight for me.
All right, brother. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. We'll see you on the scale tomorrow. Always a pleasure to be in your hometown, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Coming over here to my right, your left, Nico Ali Walsh. 8-0, 1 no contest. Nico, that's the news today that just broke. The commission ruled that your last fight was changed from a draw to a no contest due to your opponent testing positive for a banned substance. So that must have been welcome news to wake up on a Thursday morning.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's great that what I felt like should have been a win for me is now a no contest. But you know, it's disconcerting to hear that, you know, that this is still around. You know, cheating in this sport, a sport that's already like fatal. You know, people have died because of boxing, and now people have to cheat in it. It's a shame, really.
You were in a last interview, you were quoted saying, hey, look, I'm working on hitting and not getting hit. Your last time out, did that have anything to do with sort of the new approach, or has this always been the approach? Because that last fight, which was decided as a draw, you thought you won, You did take some punches for the first time in your career. Did that have any impact on the new direction in camp?
Yeah, no, I mean, so this camp we were working a lot on a lot of different things, but of course head movement was a big part of it. Defense was a big part of it. I'm no stranger to, taking a punch. Everyone knows I can take a punch, so that's not what's important to me. It's not taking the punch and still being able to come back. But yeah, no, this camp has been completely different, and I can't wait to show that improvement.
Speaking of what you're going to show, this kid, Sona Akali from Minnesota, he's a tough opponent. What do we see this time out maybe that we haven't seen yet from your corner?
From my corner or my opponent?
Both of you.
Well,
First of all, start with yourself, and then, did you do any research on this kid?
Yeah, so when it comes to me, it's weird because, every fight you see a different version of myself. So it's hard to watch film on me because I'm constantly changing and I'm constantly adapting. But when it comes to my opponent, it always depends on who shows up for them the night of the fight, because everyone can speak before the fight. I've had opponents trash talk before the fight, say what they were going to do, and it ended up not happening. So it all depends who shows up, but, I'm prepared for anything.
B.B. Hudson said you have to go through bumps and bruises along the way. How has your team kept you grounded and focused week after week, fight after fight?
That's exactly what it is. It's going through the hard. I'm glad I'm having the hardship, the hard times early in my career, because you got people who go 15 fights having knockouts and just having perfect resumes, fighting nobodies. But with what I'm doing, what we're all doing, really, fighting on ESPN, fighting on Top Rank. Top Rank doesn't give you just nobodies to fight. They want to build your career. They want to make you better. So that's what I'm doing. I've gotten tested early, so I feel like I'm getting the training I need in the ring.
One last question before we move on to our co-main. You made a clear distinction in a recent interview that I read where you separated your grandfather, for you personally, he's just Poppy. And publicly to this boxing community and to the world, he's the greatest of all time. He's Muhammad Ali. But to you, he's always just been your grandfather. Has that helped you sort of take a little pressure off? Because obviously everybody wants to beat the greatest of all time's grandson, right? So you carry that pressure along with you, and I can't imagine what that pressure is like. But when you compartmentalize the greatest of all time and grandfather, does that help you?
Honestly, I have no idea how to compartmentalize. I don't know how to do any of that. To me, I know who he is. To me, it's just my grandfather. I don't care what anyone else says. A lot of people say, he should be Nico Walsh. I'm Nico Ali Walsh, so I'm an Ali no matter what. No matter what nobody says, that's who I am. That's who I was born with. I didn't ask for this. This is how I was born. So, I don't compartmentalize. This is my grandfather. I leave it at that personally, and I use it in the ring to my advantage.
Listen, thanks for spending time. We'll see you tomorrow on the scale.
Thank you.
We're going to move over to our co-feature now, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people talking about this one. The boxing world buzzing about these two heavyweights getting in the ring. The silent roller, F.A. Ajagba, 17-1 with 13 knockouts, taking on Jan Kasabutsky, 19-0, 18 knockouts. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for spending time with us today. We have a translator over here for Jan as well. Do you need a little translation? Perfect, because I don't speak it. But we're going to start over here to F.A. I just said it. This fight has people buzzing. What can we expect from the silent roller Saturday night that maybe we haven't seen yet? Because this is a big, big fight on ESPN.
Yeah, thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all for coming. And I know it's a big fight, so I'm working hard for this fight and prepare, make sure I get everything done in the training. I know it's a good fighter, but I'll make sure I do everything possible to win the fight.
Jean, I want to come over to you. You are making your United States debut. First of all, welcome. What does this opportunity mean to you to be in the United States on ESPN to showcase your skills?
Что этот бой, это возможность для себя боксировать на ESPN значит для тебя, для твоей карьеры?
Да, рад здесь всех видеть, присутствующих. Всем салам алейкум.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Добро пожаловать в Америку. Это наш долгожданный дебют. За столько лет мы вот сейчас здесь находимся. И я хочу сказать спасибо своим организаторам, клубу «Универсум» во главе Исмаила, Озен Отто, Ахметова Нера и своего менеджера первого, Мурата, с кем мы начинали. И благодаря этой совместной работе мы сейчас здесь находимся и есть возможность себя проявлять, показывать дальше свой бокс. И, в общем, я рад, что и телевидение есть, и ESPN, и...
I was waiting this opportunity for a long time, and I would like to thank my team, my first manager, my promoter, my team, and I'm very, very glad that we have the ESPN TV channel here, and it's for me, it's really great opportunity to debut on ESPN channel.
Perfect. Your last 12 fights have come by the way of knockout. Does that streak continue Saturday night?
Твои последние 11 поединков, 12 поединков ты закончил досрочно. Это подразумевает, что этот бой ты продолжишь этот путь.
Да, спасибо за вопрос. Я в целом рад, что есть оппозиция в виде такого сейчас соперника, грозного с виду. И все эти наши бои, как вы говорите, законченные 11 досрочно, я как бы их не считаю. В общем, это наша задача, наш стиль бокса идти и достигать таких боев красочных, ярких. И чем лучше момент оппозиция, тем оно, я думаю, лучше себя и больше себя есть возможность проявить.
I'm really very happy that for this fight I have so strong, so hard opposition, and for my career it's really better to have a strong opposition from fight to fight. So I believe in my victory, and really it's a good for my career to have such strong opposition like my opponent for tomorrow. Yeah.
Efe, I'm going to come back to you. He's a tough opponent. How do you add the first loss to his column on Saturday night? He's obviously coming off a streak of a bunch of knockouts. You've been flying. There's fireworks Saturday night between the two of you. How do you put a loss in his column?
First of all, I want to say this. I thank him for accepting the fight. I appreciate that for accepting the fight. So. I'll be training hard for this fight because I know who he is, so I will get the fight done.
Can you translate that? Just let him know that he thanks him for accepting the fight and he really looks forward to it Saturday night.
Твой соперник очень рад тому, что утвердили бой именно против тебя, и он очень уважает тебя, и очень, очень здорово, что между вами будет этот бой.
Все от души, братух.
Efe, I want to talk about the journey for you and what this means not only for yourself but your family back home. Obviously, they are your biggest fans, your biggest supporters, but you are of them as well. What does this mean for the big picture for you and your family?
I've been doing this when, my wife, everybody are here, my kids. I'm doing this for my family back home. I'm from Nigeria. I've been here for a while now, so I've been doing that for my family, my back home in Nigeria. My mom, my dad, everybody's looking up to me in this fight, so that's what I'm working on.
John, I'm going to come over to you and ask something similar. What was the journey like coming over to the United States for this opportunity? Just the journey alone, getting on those planes and traveling so far to be here this weekend.
Как долг у тебя был путь сюда, имеется в виду в Америку, пока ты приехал, пока ты адаптировался?
На данный момент или в общем?
Именно на этот бой.
Сейчас мы приехали за пару недель, дней за 15. Прекрасно адаптировались, хороший провели тренировочный лагерь и в хорошей форме подходим к этому поединку и с большим желанием.
Jean came to USA 2 weeks before the fight, and his team and they were in New York City, and now everything is very great. The adaptation is nice, and he feels very nice right now.
I want to get into a question to both of you about just the camp and preparation. Was anything different this time around for this opportunity? Obviously, this is probably the toughest opponent that you've faced to date. Did you change anything in camp, or was it simply business as usual?
It's it's a southpaw, so it's gonna be different for me, and so I'm doing everything in training, practice everything in the trainer. Everything you're doing is a southpaw, so I have to make sure I get it done.
Jean, same thing to you. Were the 2 weeks coming to the United States early enough to get acclimated to the time zone and the change here in the U.S.?
2 недели, как ты находишься в Соединенных Штатах, это достаточно тебе для акклиматизации? Как ты вообще себя чувствуешь?
Да, достаточно.
2 weeks, it's enough for acclimatization, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. F.A., Jean, thank you. We look forward to see you on the scale tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get over to our main event. Staying in the heavyweight division, again, Clash of the Titans. Jared, the real Big Baby Anderson to my right, and Andriy Rudenko to my left. Again, a lot of buzz over the heavyweight division here in Tulsa this weekend. Jared, I guess we'll just start with you. First of all, it's always a pleasure to hang out. I don't see you often enough. Your last time out against former IBF champ Charles Martin. First time in the career it went the distance. What did you take away from that one?
It was a great show for Toledo. It was a great show to put on ESPN, and I just had fun doing it.
Listen, he said you're in the ring like a middleweight. He said that, former champ. Is that something you focus on, or is that something that just comes naturally and you don't even realize it? Your speed, your footwork, everything in the ring.
My coach has been training me like a little guy since I was 8 years old, so it kind of comes naturally, to just move like a lighter weight, and so that's what I do every day I step in there.
Andriy, I'm coming over to you. I wanted to bring this up later in the press conference, but the minute your assistant or manager came up and draped the flag over your shoulders, I wanted to talk about it. Obviously, you walk into the ring, the fighting pride of the Ukraine, and there are many amazing fighters from the Ukraine. What does it mean to you to be here making your United States debut and representing a country that everybody in this country is sending love and support to day in and day out?
Андрей, ты представляешь страну, которую поддерживает сегодня весь мир и которая очень славится своими самыми великими бойцами бокса. Как ты себя чувствуешь, что ты здесь и представляешь эту страну?
Хочу сказать спасибо за то, что я здесь, бойцам Украины, которые защищают сейчас Украину и защищают ее смело. Большое вам спасибо, ребята. Благодаря вам я здесь.
Andrei said that today is the Independence Day of Ukraine, and we are here. Thanks for our Ukrainian army. Thanks for our Ukrainian soldiers who defend our country. And it's really glory for us to represent the bravest country of the world. It's Ukraine.
Yeah, we're honored to have you here this weekend, so thank you for making the trek. I wrote down here, you have fought 35 times in your native Ukraine, and here you are making your United States debut on ESPN in the main event against Jared. How special is this for you and your family?
Для тебя это тоже дебют в Соединенных Штатах Америки на ESPN. Как ты себя чувствуешь, что тебе предстоит этот дебют? Что ты думаешь по этому поводу?
Если честно, я счастлив, что я здесь, потому что это моя мечта. Я еще, когда только начинал заниматься боксом, всегда хотел провести бой, свой поединок в Америке. Потому что Америка – это основная в боксе.
I'm really very, very happy to be in USA. It was my dream to have a professional fight, to have a great fight in USA. When I started my boxing career, I dreamed about to have a fight in the Mecca of professional boxing in USA. And so I'm very, very happy.
Well, we're glad you're here. Jared, I want to come back to you. Quick turnaround. Was it easy to get right back into it after the last one?
Yeah, it was real easy to get back to it. We never stopped, really. We might have took about a week break, you know, and we got right back into it. We took our time getting into it and sharpening up our skills first before we, you know, get back into the sparring and stuff. But everything was great, and we ready to go to work.
Are there things outside of the ring that you like to focus on that help keep you balanced? Or is it simply just boxing all the time for you? Outside of the ring, is there something that we don't know about Jared that keeps you balanced?
I think y'all know about it. My dog, Azul, man, and I'm missing him, man. I wish I had Azul with me right now. Antonio Leonard, I'm kicking you in the butt for not letting me bring him or telling me not to bring him, but I'm all right, man. You know, I know he at home cheering me on. He'll be watching the TV barking.
You got a big cheerleader in your corner, and your brother Dub. And I know he watches all your fights. He'll probably see this interview at some point. What would you like to say to him right now, knowing that he's going to see this interview?
Yo, shout out Adam Anderson, you know what I'm saying? Free Dub. Everybody know. If you've been on my page, you know about the shirts, you know about the outfit. So make sure y'all get the gear, man, and support me and my brother, especially on our journey to, you know, help get him free.
Andriy, I want to come back to you. Jared Anderson has been coined the future of the heavyweight division. Do you feel you're being overlooked here? You've had a tremendous career, and clearly you know what you're doing in the ring. How do you stop him on Saturday night?
Твоего соперника считают самым серьезным проспектом в будущем хэвивейте, и ты знаешь, его карьера развивается очень успешно. Как ты собираешься остановить его в ринге?
Ну, что могу сказать? Оппонент перспективный, видел поединки, молодец, умница. Ну, а как я остановить его собираюсь? Ну, я думаю, что бой покажет, что загадывать или что-то говорить.
I know exactly that my opponent is one of the best heavyweight prospect right now, and if to say about my plan for the fight, I will show you what all details that can stop my opponent in the ring. You will see it in the ring, yeah.
Jared, what do we see from you Saturday night in the ring? It's always fireworks. It's always electricity. Anything new Saturday night?
Nothing new. Just staying to the plan. You know, using my jab, my speed, and being who I am because I'm great.
Are you ready to box? I read a quote here that said, you're ready to box or do whatever you need to do to stop a very rugged, tough Rudenko. Did you address any of that in camp?
100%, always. I'm willing to do whatever, whenever I fight. You know what I'm saying? If I got to get down nitty gritty, you know what I'm saying? If I got to use some old tricks, I'm going to do what I got to do. Keep everything clean, of course, but definitely I'm going to use whatever tricks or whatever I need to do in order to win.
Well, gentlemen, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to let these guys have the first face-off of the week. An unbelievable weekend in the heavyweight division. The sport of boxing has been on fire lately, and nothing changes Saturday night here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us this afternoon. We're going to ask you to leave your microphones on your chairs and do some face-offs. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow when we get them on the scale. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
know I gotta come back.